Good evening, viewers. It's yet another time that we are here to share with you, coming to your houses, to your workplaces, even wherever in your cars. We want to once more welcome you in our broadcasts, in our series of teachings. We are happy that you have been following us. We are happy that you are watching us. And we want to believe that our teachings are beneficial to you. And that's why we very much desire that you may send us feedbacks. You may communicate to us, even on the page of the DC Saika. Just comment, give some comments that we may know what you may want us to improve, or where you may want us to do more. And we'll be glad to do exactly that, because we are here because of you, dear ones. And as we begin this episode 6 of our teachings, I just want to sincerely welcome you as you join us. So let's begin with a word of prayer. Father, we thank you, we praise you, we glorify you. There's no any other God like unto you. We come to you with thanksgiving and adoration because of the life that you've given us, because of the protection you have given us during even these difficult times, Holy One of Israel. We thank you for our families, that you have protected them wherever they are, Holy One of Israel. We thank you for our relatives. Thank you, everlasting King of Glory. We want to remember them, O dear mighty Father, who may be affected. The dear Jehovah, or infected, the dear King of Glory, be with them. Heal them, O dear King of Glory, and bring them back to their families, everlasting Jehovah. We pray, O dear mighty King of Glory, that we may keenly follow the instructions we are being given with the medics, that you may help us, everlasting King of Glory, even dear Jehovah, to adhere to the instructions, that we may keep safe and we may keep our families safe. We thank you, we praise you, and we glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray. Dear viewers, I want to thank you once more. And maybe before I continue, I just want to take an opportunity to thank a few of our viewers who have been following us. I want to thank, first and foremost, I just want to thank our Reverend for giving me this opportunity just to share with you whatever these teachings that I'm bringing to you. I want to thank even the entire leadership of our church, Deliverance Church Saika International, for this opportunity. And I want also to thank the team that is working with us on this, the team that is capturing these broadcasts, the media team. I just want to thank them for even enabling us to reach you wherever you are. I want also to thank a few of the people that are noted, that have been on our pages and have been following even these teachings. I want to thank one lady called Ann Msungu from Dubai. I want to thank Samson Mule, a brother that we shared quite a lot in the church, in Deliverance Church Kayole. I want to thank Elizabeth Kasuki. I want to thank Winfred Deritu. I want to thank Pasi Wafula. I want to thank Sister Sarah Chai. I want to thank Naomi Wafula. I want to thank Felista Blessing. I want to thank Agilian Mulati. I want to thank Rachel Mtua and Metri Nafula. I want to thank my little daughter called Suzanne Anita, and more. I want to thank my wife Felicitas Buyela for even following and appreciating what we are doing here. And for both of you, I may not have mentioned your name, but out there, when you are watching us, following our page, we appreciate you so much. Today I want to look at a topic I'm calling collaborative parenting during these COVID pandemic times. The word collaborative in itself talks about collective. So we are talking about collective parenting, that all of us are working together to parent during these times of COVID-19. And as a family, that all of us are joining together. Our children, our wives, our husbands, we are joining together to parent our children during these tough times, that we involve them even in the parenting also. I know during these times that we have been living together because of COVID-19. most of the times maybe children are in school, you are out on duty, and you are in business, and you don't see much to each other much of the time. But during these times, we have been forced to be together for quite a long time. And I know it can be quite a testing moment, especially for families. Even the best couples that have ever existed, this is quite a testing moment for them. Because living together for a long period leads to a heightened tension and increase in the likelihood of couples and siblings conflicting in one way or another over simple things that maybe when you are away they could not have come up. And the more families live together, so they have a lot of tests. It also tests the way we manage one another, how we can bear with one another as a people. It also brings out the flaws in our lives and the limitations that exist in our lives. Maybe those that we have never known before, now they are coming out. Probably most of the times you come home, you've been away from your children, you are such a happy father, you are a happy husband, and little is noticed about the other side of you. But as you stay together with your children, you stay together with your wife or your husband, you are bound to notice some of the things that you have never noticed. You are bound to notice that over a long period you have been together, he gets angry, something that you never notice because of the short time that you are together. It will be just a moment of joy. You are just meeting and supper and people are going to bed. Or most of the times you are on TV. The few times you are here, maybe your hubby comes in, he's on news, and after that there's a kipindi and people go to bed. So there's no much time to get to know one another better because of the small things that will bring the anger out of them, some of the things that will make them not even stand you the way you are. So if at times, most of the times maybe you are such a kind of a person who like as I talked previously in the previous session about the parenting, whereby you are an authoritarian parent where you have to give orders, and it's like, do this and do it now because I'm saying it should be done. When you sit together in an environment like what we are having during this COVID-19 times, you will find that you cross with your children more often than not. You will find that you are crossing with your spouse more often than not, because you are the kind of person who gives orders and you want them done now and now. And maybe during the other times you will be home very few times, so they will never notice this, they will never pick this out of you. So children will tend to avoid you more at times. Children will tend to be away from you just to avoid taking these orders. And especially when it comes to teenagers who feel like they want some little freedom, they want to do that, but here you are a parent who is like, do it and do it now and now because I've said it has to be done. So it is said that that coercion works well in small doses but fails miserably over a longer time. Probably the few times you are together and you push these things, people will not really take it hard because it's like, okay, it's once in a while, and the next moment you wake up, you are early in the morning, you are going to duty. But this is the time you are home all the time, and they are feeling it time and again. And that's why it is said that over a long period it fails miserably. It cannot work. So, and also if you are this child who is like a parent who is like, okay, whatever, it will be all right. Whichever way you do it, it will be okay. I mean, like you're the don't care type. You're not the kind of person who wants to follow things and find that they are done well or they are not done well. But it's like whichever way it is done, it will be done. For such a parent, at the end of the day, you may find like children struggle in their lives because you have never put a structure. I can relate it still back to the previous session. You're a parent who is permissive. It's like children will do what they want. So your children will really struggle because there is no laid down structure of how things should be done. Like when your children woke up in the morning, Whoever wants to take tea will take tea. Whoever wants to go out will go out, and they come back whatever time they want. There's no proper structure. There's nothing like, okay, when we wake up, we can have tea together, you can go your way, and we make sure that at such and such a time we are supposed to be doing something. Or at supper time, all of us should be home. But it's like whatever happens for you is okay for you. Such a kind of parenting will make it very hard, because your children will not have any structure and they'll end up struggling in their lives. In the absence of positive leadership, a child is likely to feel void, and he will have very little family influence in his life. Very little. Because there is nobody he's looking to as a role model. There is no one he's looking to guide them. There is no one he's looking to tell him this is the right path to go and this is the wrong path to not to go. So they live freely. And these are the children I shared last time, and I said these are the children who at the end of the day, they either delinquents, they just live their own lives without any proper structure, proper morals, or such a thing, because nobody has been there to guide them the way they may want them to go. There are families maybe where you can call it a parallel parenting, whereby children are on their own. It's like they are parents on their own. They do things their way, and parents go their way. And they have very little time to touch base. As I said, your child wakes up maybe at 6 and he's gone. Another one will wake up at 8 and he's gone. You wake up at your own time and also you go your way, not knowing where is so and so. You don't care what happens around the home, without even knowing what's happening to your children, without even knowing whether your daughter came home yesterday or he did not come home, whether your son came home or they did not come home. I mean, there's nowhere you touch base to know what's happening to your children. And this kind of parenting locks you out of everything that is happening in your home. You are a parent in the home, yes, but you don't know anything that is going on around that particular home, because there is no particular time you touch base to know what is happening to your child. Maybe they went out yesterday on an errand. You don't even find out what happened. They went out yesterday for an interview. You don't touch base to know how did the interview go. Maybe they went out to look for or they visited an auntie. You don't even touch base to know what happened. How did you travel? This locks you out of your family. You will always find yourself a stranger in your own family, because you have not created this environment in your home. And most of the time you may experience a relatively quiet parental existence in that particular family. And this will be more at the expense of your family, at the expense of your children, their mental stability, because there is nobody to help them in their day-to-day life. There's nobody to model them. There is nobody to mentor them as a parent in that particular home. And so bring home a collaborative family sort of leadership. I like to bring this, especially at this particular moment of COVID-19, that it has brought us all together. It has closed us in the home together. That most of the times you come from maybe the kind of business you are doing, you come home, you find your children there, you find your wife there, and everybody is in this home. It has closed us together as parents and our children. So in this particular moment, I like us to adopt this collaborative kind of parenting style. This is a style that gives kids a voice. It corresponds with their developmental stage and how the family conducts itself. That as a father, that as a parent, when you are home with your children, we are creating this environment whereby our children have a voice. As I stated by saying that we are all parenting in this particular home. We are collectively forming a home that we are all parenting. That even our children have a voice in this home. That they can share what they feel they would like us as parents to help them, or what they observe as that they would want us to do as parents. So in this kind of parenting, that even our children have a voice, that we can listen to them. Collaborative parenting also works by the notion that the rules that govern family life also apply to them. That the rules that we set as parents in our home, they apply to us also. That it's not this kind of where the animal farm sort of where some animals are more than others, but it's a kind of we are all in it as a family. That as we set rules, we are all following them. In this manner, as a parent, you are role modeling. Like maybe if we have agreed that during mealtime our phones should be away, or during our time as family we are talking, we are discussing issues of family, our phones should be away and on silent. That this applies to all of us, not only to the children. That even as we set rules that maybe TV should be on at such a time, up to such a time, and this other time we are maybe having a meal time, or we are having just a formal and informal family setup, talking and such like thing, it should be observed by all of us. If we are talking about that we should be home by such and such a time, all of us should be home at such a particular time. It shouldn't be like you are a father, you feel like, okay, by 6, all of you should be home, and you are coming home at 9. And you cannot explain to your children why you are coming home at 9. I know it's possible. Probably you went out and delayed. Probably you went to check on a friend and you were stuck in jam. Just as a parent, come and explain to your children, okay, we set these rules, but I realized I could not make it because of one thing or another. And this will help your children also. Whenever they happen to be found on the other side of the rules, they'll come and explain themselves out clearly. And so, this will help us to live as a family. And this kind of leadership encourages respect and respectful behavior at every opportunity. That even the juniors will respect you as a father, and they respect the other siblings in the family. Similarly, those who are older in the family will respect the juniors in the same way, even because they know our parents have set rules, they have respected them, they respect us, they give us an opportunity to share our opinions. So respect will be experienced throughout the family levels. And in this kind of setup, children are treated in respect, or with respect in turn. Parents expect children to treat them and each other with the respect. And whenever maybe there is a failure, that one of the family members has disrespected another, they'll be put back into the fold with a lot of respect, and this will remind others also to be respectful. Like if one has done anything to hurt the other member of the family, they respectfully correct them, and they'll bring them back in the fold without any coercion, or without making them feel like they are bad or they are wrong or in whatever they did. And also, kids in collaborative families generally help out without expecting any pay in their families. I know there are families out there that whenever a child does anything, they'll ask for some some enumeration, some payment, some kinwa mgongo because they did it. Like, okay, mommy, because I washed dishes today, I want you to give me 50 bob. But I want you to buy me something because I did this today. And in this kind of collaborative family, children enjoy being part of the family because they have been put in the fold. They belong to this family. And whatever they do, anything they do for the family, they do it with a lot of joy. And they don't expect any payment from the parents or anything. And normally, in this kind of setup of a family, you'll find that parents set up a roster that each child will participate according to their age and according to their level. That even the young will have something to do in their family, to contribute in their family. The teenagers will have something to contribute in their family at their level. So everybody will joyfully participate in the family because they feel they belong. And also, parents who use this kind of collaborative approach use the words like we. I mean, it is all inclusive. As I said earlier, it's a collective thing, a collective parenting. So we talk about we. Whatever we do, we are doing together as a family. So most of the times you'll find the word we being used a great deal by the parents. Like, today we were expecting you to do this for us or for the family, or we are expecting you to do this for the family. And most of the times you will realize that even as the children go out there, whatever they do, they'll always feel like this is for my family. Could it be in their education? They'll do it believing that as I do this, it's for the great of our family. And they'll put in everything they have. Could it be a talent? They'll always do it as for the family. And the family will always support them in whatever they do because it's always a collaborative way of doing their things. So most of the times, whatever a member of the family is expected to do something, they are reminded as we are expecting you to do this, or we are expecting you to achieve this as a family. So collaborative families also use rituals such as meal times, special days, and the like to build a strong family bond. These structures get together and are balanced with plenty of informal fun activities where members can enjoy each other's company. In this collaborative family, most of the time they have their time together. It could be a time out. They have just taken out their time for a picnic. It could be just a normal meal time. That everything they do it together. That if it's breakfast time, each one is on the table. They have breakfast together, and as they part, each one will know where the other one is going. And most of the times, maybe during supper, they have their supper together as a family. And there are times they just choose to have just a fun time together, an informal fun time. Maybe they may just talk about each other. Maybe just trying to find out how was your day, and what were some of the challenges that maybe you experienced, and how can we support you where you are. And even parents would want to find out from their children the kind of friends they have, and maybe as they release them to go out with their friends, they'll come and find out how was it with your friend, how did it go, did you have fun even in whatever you did out there. And this enhances a family togetherness. It enhances this bond of family, that they belong to one another in whatever they do. And this will create a sort of accountability to one another, that even when a child finds there is something that is happening that they are in doubt, they'll come and share with their parents, they'll come and share with their siblings, and this will help them even to grow together, to be accountable to one another as a family. Most parents who successfully adopt this collaborative leadership style use a method to engage kids in a family decision making and resolutions of conflict between siblings. This kind of collaborative parenting will help parents even to engage their kids in their day, whatever is going on in their lives. And whenever even if there is a conflict in their family, they'll always come together and sort it out. And also in their decision making, they'll involve their children. That maybe you are talking about, we want to buy a new house. They will want to involve their children in whatever they are doing. And these children end up owning whatever the family does because they know they are part of it. Whether it could be starting a business, a family business, they'll involve their children, and the children will always belong to it, and they always believe we are part of everything that happens to our family. And most of the times you will find that everything that happens to this family, the children are aware, and the whole family is aware. I can imagine of families, maybe parents have made investments out there, and the children are not aware. And it happens that their parents maybe accidentally end up dying, maybe in an accident or one way or another, just not being there, and the children are left alone. The families will end up losing a lot because children are not involved in whatever happens to their family and to whatever their parents are doing, and they'll end up losing a lot. But in such a collaborative family, family, children will always be aware of what is happening, what is going on. If one of them is going through a challenge, these children will be aware and they will support one another. And if a child has a challenge, they'll openly come to the family members and share their challenge, and they'll be supported by their family members. And at the end of the day, all of them will move on as a team. A regular family meeting or council is a common forum used by collective family leaders, that they'll always meet together and talk about issues. It could be a formal or an informal meeting, but this family is always engaged. They're always talking, they're always helping one another, they're always bringing issues on table that they may share together as a family. These meetings may take time to get right. At times, maybe, as I'm talking about the COVID-19 situation, you may have listened to what I'm teaching and you are feeling like this is the kind of family you do want to belong to. This is not going to happen overnight. It may take time even as you want to bring it to your family. It may take time to grow. It may take time for you to bring your children together. It may take time for you even as husband and wife to sit together and start such a kind of collaborative family, parenting. But at the end of the day, as you continue, you realize that it is very beneficial to the members of the family. And once they are embedded, they become an invaluable part of a family culture. It's one thing that a family will cherish. It's one thing that a family will always want to continue moving with. It's one thing that the family will want to hold on to, because it's one thing that brings the family together. It's one thing that grows the family. It's one kind of parenting that will make you feel that every time a child belongs, that even if they are away, they'll always keep in touch to make sure they are part of this bigger family, that they have enjoyed. And this will always make your children, whenever they are away from you, they'll always want to get in touch with you. They will always want to get in touch with one another, because it's the bond that you have always built from back in a family as you are together. And even as they go away, they still hold on to this bond that you have already built. And as we continue, I like to say that there are many ways and methods that can be successful in raising a family. But one that I would want to recommend for us, especially during these COVID times, that we are together, is this collaborative kind of parenting. This will help us bond with our children. This will help us gel with our children even during this time. And as we build this bond, this time, it will never go away. We'll always move together. And this is because all of us are at home. It's possible for us to start working on it. It's possible for us to start practicing in small doses, in just bringing our family together, in trying to see that our children are involved in one way or another in doing the family chores. I know times have come in where maybe even parents, like maybe you have a car, you are always used to taking out to a car wash. It's time you start bringing it, getting your children involved into doing it. That this is a thing that will just make them feel like they are part of the family, that are doing something for the family, that are involved in the daily running of the family. There could be errands you may want to send your children. Get them involved. There could be a project you are doing. Get your children involved into it, that they may also feel like they are part of this family and they are giving back to the family as you have been giving to them as a parent. So it's one parenting style that I would recommend to us parents, that we may work together to make sure that we grow this culture, that will even outlive these COVID times. The collaborative leadership style, which can take time to master, is the most suitable approach when kids are collaborative or cooperative. If our kids can cooperate, it's one of the best that can help us. I know things may be different at the moment and may be wondering whether it can work, but I know if we start it in a slower pace, in little bits, it's doable. So I just want to challenge as parents, let's try to involve our parents, our children in our parenting style, that even the elder ones will parent the young ones, and the young ones will feel like they are part of this family, that are the bigger family that they are, that they may be involved in doing one thing or another for the good of the family, and it will never go out of their minds, it will never go out of their style of life, that at the end of the day they'll also implement it in their own families as they'll grow their own families. So parents and viewers, I want to thank you once more for listening to me as I've shared through this collaborative kind of parenting. I very much encourage you to adopt it, and should you want us to go through another one time, just let us know and we'll plan to repeat it so that you may get it more and implement it in your families, and God will bless you. So let's go down for a word of prayer. Thank you, Father, for teaching us this evening. Thank you, King of Glory, for speaking to us about collaborative parenting. That, dear King of Glory, even during these times when we have our children home, that, dear Father, we may learn to involve them in our day-to-day running of the family, that they be part of the family, that they feel part of each and every family, Holy One of Israel, that has listened to me. I want to pray for the parents, King of Glory. May you give them wisdom, may you give them the knowledge, that in their own way they may figure out how to bring their children on board, how to use this collaborative kind of parenting that will enhance a culture that will be admired even after the COVID-19. That even, dear King of Glory, as we continue teaching them, may they, Holy One of Israel, continue following us, continue listening to us, and continue even implementing that they feel may work for them in their families. We thank you and we praise you, Jehovah. I want to pray that may you help even parents, oh dear King of Glory, as they take care of their children during these times, dear Father, even in spite of the anxieties, in spite of the struggles to even, dear King of Glory, put food on the table. May you, dear King of Glory, help them. I want to thank you and to praise you and to glorify you, because you are a faithful God, and you help us, oh dear King of Glory, to overcome even these tough times, Jehovah. We thank you, we praise you, and we glorify you. In Jesus' name we pray and believe. Parents and dear viewers, once more, I just want to thank you and continue to invite you to continue following us on our page, to continue watching us, to continue sending your comments, to continue even liking our page, and God will bless you. I want just to invite you also to let you know that apart from maybe the teachings in our church, we do counseling, and you are welcome to visit us and inquire, and God will bless you. We are ready to support you in whatever area you are struggling, and I know we'll move beyond this COVID-19 times together. God bless you, and thank you for watching.